ladies and gentlemen.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another entry of B's Nail Diary. It's your girl B, and this entry is a little bit of a continuation from the last entry. In that last entry, we were working with these Modelones Pro Luxe acrylic strength nail tips that I got from Amazon. These are in, I believe they're a long coffin. So I already had these sized out in the previous entry for both my left and right hand. I think I also went ahead in the last one and I just I filed down the insides just because some of my nails are a little flat and some of them are a little curvy. So apparently with these nail tips, I think the tip came from the tip for the nail tips. I think the tip came from the 5 Angeles brand. That if your nail is a little bit more C-curved, to file the inside of the well to flatten it so it's a little bit more comfortable. So that's what I went ahead and did for some of those nails. And we are going to be using these 2 products that I got from my local beauty supply. They're 2 Canadian products. The Ula Peel Off Base Coat. And I'll also be using the Ula Multi-Purpose Solid Gel. I'm going to use this to adhere the nail tips. In my mind, I think this might be a little bit easier because it's more solid, and these tips are so curved on the inside, like on the wells of them. So in my mind, I think that that this will be a little bit easier to use. We will see. This is definitely all trial and error because again, I'm so late to the game. So we're trying it out here. So I was just showing you guys the consistency of the solid gel. I'm actually going to go in on my nails. I have a layer of, so I have base coat. I have 2 very thin layers of builder gel. And then a layer of shiny top coat. That's why my nails are starting off shiny. And then I will be using the Modelones base coat. I was a little uncertain about what order I should be using the peel off base coat versus using the regular base coat. So if I'm not mistaken, I think what I did was, because I already had a layer of top coat on my nails and I didn't want things to be super bulky, but I kind of failed at that one. What I ended up doing was, I believe I went in with the Modelones base coat. I went in with one very thin layer of that first, and then I went in with the peel off base because my goal is also to do a wear test with the peel off base. So we're just gonna get started. We're gonna get right in here. So I have my Modelones nail base gel. It's actually it's one of the 5-in-1, so that's why it says nail glue gel. And in retrospect, the next time I hear these tips, I'm gonna try this tip glue because it's not as runny as I thought it was. So it might help. So we're going to I'm actually showing what I have on my nails right now. This one index finger is matte because it got scratched when I was buffing and shaping the nail tips. So I'm just gonna go right in with the Modelones base coat, one very thin coat on each nail. I very much apologize because I am not in frame for a lot of these, just because of the camera angling, where I needed to being able to see the actual screen of my phone. It was just a lot. This was like the first time that I've filmed a video like this. So please bear with me all. Please bear with me all. So I am just getting that base coat on my nails. I'm holding my finger very close to my face. That's why I'm not really in frame here. I'm probably gonna, yeah, this part should actually be sped up. I apologize if it is not, or if parts of it are not, but that is the plan. Any parts that are not like in focus, I do plan, I'll just like kind of fast forward through. So I am, yeah, we're just putting on this base coat, and then after we get that all that base coat onto all of the nails, I am going to do a cure in my full-size lamp. I'm gonna do a, if I'm not mistaken, I think I did a full 60-second cure. If I was feeling paranoid, I might have done 2 60-second cures, which would have been 120. So I'm just getting that those last 2 fingers done. I think I did my thumb last, so I did these 3 fingers first, and then I did my thumb last. The reason being is because, of course, the thumb sits on its side, so I didn't want it to anything to kind of like pool or like not cure properly. Fast forwarding back, we are going to be using this Ula peel off base coat. I got this from, like I said, my local beauty supply, Jessica Nails and Beauty Supply, here in Canada. If anyone's interested, check out their website. Shout out Jessica Nails and Beauty. So we're gonna go in now with this peel off base. It is a curable, so it's not air dry. It does cure in the lamp. I love the size of this brush, like the shape of it, sorry, the shape of the brush. So I am in this iteration of this test. I'm putting the peel off base over top of the base coat that I already put on. I don't have a complete, oh yeah, see, we're just showing you the shape of the brush. I really like the shape of it. It's like really smooth too. The formula is really nice. It's really thick. It's not streaky. It doesn't give it doesn't give bubbles. And again, because of the shape of this brush, oh my goodness, it makes applying towards the cuticle. Ooh, look at that. So satisfying and like really easy. So I didn't have a complete rhyme or reason for doing it in the order that I'm doing it in. So doing the regular gel base and then doing the peel base on top. I think I'm just really paranoid, and I just want to have as many layers in between to not rip off my nails when I actually do take these off, because we will be doing a wear test. Yeah, so I was just like really paranoid. That's why there's so many layers. I feel like there don't need to be this many layers. I've watched some other videos after. I've watched many videos before and whatnot, but you know, it's a little bit different when you are watching videos and you're, you know, consuming content, and it's different when you have a plan in mind. So I had a plan in mind, so I was like, okay, let me rewatch and do some research. So I realized that I don't necessarily need to even have like a base coat or anything. Like I've seen girlies using peel off base on just like their natural nails, or just on top of their like builder gel base that they just have on their nails, which is what I have. So like I said, in the next iteration of trying out these products, I will definitely be trying it that way. I will probably skip the base coat. I'll just have my nails, like my builder gel manicure. I'll keep my top coat still, I think. Or maybe I'll matte it. I don't know. I might have to try different ways. But I'll skip the base coat because gel just sticks to gel, which makes sense. And yeah, and then we'll see what happens from there. So yeah, I'm just curing as I go. I'm doing each finger one at a time just to make sure that I have it all correct, and you know, I'm not missing any spots or anything, because I really want to avoid damaging my natural nails more than, I don't even want to say necessary, because it's not necessary to damage natural nails at all in this process. So yeah, just trying to apply this nice and evenly, nice and thin, and making sure that I'm not touching my skin with it, but making sure that I'm getting all of the nails, all parts of the nail. And again, I apologize for not being completely in frame. It'll be better next time, I swear. So after this, I am just going to now, I am just getting the tips prepared. I have my lamp on, my cute ass Savaland flashlight, flash cure lamp on this cute little stand. I am so happy. So I'm just testing out the angle just to make sure that I have it right. This is my first time using this type of lamp. This is my first time doing this type of application, because usually I will build my nails. See, yeah, I'm just showing you guys how cute the little lamp is, and it has a little, it's a little touch on and off, and it has 3 timer modes: 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and 30 seconds. It is so handy. The standby time is really long after a charge. It doesn't take very long to charge either. I got this one from Amazon. I think it was like 30 bucks here in Canada. It has this really nice metal stand with the like silicone feet on the bottom. And yeah, like your nail stands will stick to it because it's magnetic. Like I really enjoy it. As you can see, all the nail polish on it, I haven't had it for very long. So I'm very much enjoying it. Anyways, I am going to get ready to start applying these nail tips. Like I said before, we're going to be using the Ula what is it? I keep wanting to say multi-dimensional, sorry. The Ula multi-purpose gel, the Stay Solid multi-purpose solid gel by Ula. The brand is Ula, the Canadian brand Ula. So trial and error. Like I said, I've never used the solid gel before. I have consumed so much content and seeing how nail tips are put on with solid gel, with regular liquid nail glue, seeing it and trying it yourself is 2 different things. So we're it's gonna be a bit of a back and forth battle here. Just making sure that I have the right angle. My fingers are also crooked, so I learned, as I'm showing you here, I learned that you should line up the nail with your second knuckle, not the first one. So it is as straight as it can be. It's not going to be totally straight, of course, but I guess maybe as proportionate. The nail itself can be as proportionate. I'm also just showing you guys here how this pinky finger looks. So this pinky nail is unaltered. I didn't do anything to the cuticle area. I didn't buff it underneath, before, after, anything. So I actually, with the rest of the tips, when I went in to do like just the inside wells, filing those, I went ahead and I buffed the whole entire, like the surface around the cuticle, just to thin the cuticle area out. So you'll see a little later, just as when I get more of the nails on, you'll see the difference between that first pinky on my left hand and the cuticle area there, and how flush the cuticle area looks with the rest of the fingers. So we are getting started. I apologize. I really don't know what I'm doing here. I admit, I don't know what I'm doing with this application. I don't know what I'm doing with these camera angles. I don't know what I'm doing with this product, but I did not let that stop me. I didn't let that make me afraid. I persevered and I tried. I definitely took way too much here. And yeah, I learned, as you guys will see, I definitely learned. You know, it's always said that less is more. I'm using my metal cuticle pusher, one of my metal cuticle pushers. I don't really use this one on my fingers. I have others, and I have the wooden ones, and I have a glass one also that I found at the dollar store. That is amazing. Anyways, I'm using this glass. Hear me. I'm using this metal cuticle pusher. I'm using the flat end of it, the pusher side. I just dunked it in some rubbing alcohol just to keep it, keep the gel from really sticking. And you guys can see like how thick this is, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the texture of these solid gels. I think what I'm learning is that there are some differences in their consistencies. It seems as though some are like, yes, of course, some are softer, so some are like more medium consistency, soft consistency, hard consistency, I think, stiff. But yeah, so I'm just using the cuticle pusher dipped in alcohol just to kind of mold this in, like kind of push it down. I didn't, when I was testing this out, the night before with the pinky nail, I was trying to use my glove to stick the glue in, and it just kept sticking. It was like really gummy. It was like you mushing gum around in between your fingers. So we decided with the cuticle pusher. Here, I'm just trying to get the actual nail on my finger, get it lined up on the cuticles. And then I'm gonna worry about trying to get all that excess gel out. Again, this was quite challenging because I also realized that the way that I filed when I was like shaping customizing the cuticles, I think on one side of each, it seems as though one side of each of the nails, I want to say specifically on the left hand, because that's more what I noticed it, and it could be both hands, but one side wall is a little bit shorter than the other, and I think it's because of the C curve. So when I'm filing underneath. I'd have to show you guys physically what I'm talking about, but I think that's kind of what's going on. So I'm just trying to get this excess gel out. It's so sticky, guys, which is a good thing, but it's also it throws me off because it's sticky, but it doesn't stick to it's not sticking to the cuticle pusher, which I want, but it's so sticky. So when I go to rip it off, it's like there's some strings. It's not the worst stringiness, but it's very sticky. I'm actually really excited to use it for like 3D nail art. Again, so late. Anyways, I'm trying to get all the rest of this excess gel off of the underside of the nail tip, and we are nowhere near being in focus. I apologize. I'm very sorry. I don't know what to tell you guys other than please bear with me. I'm learning. I wanted to just cut these pieces out, and I probably still will. And then we'll come back and you'll see me just, trying to shape this up, trying to wiggle it in shape, trying to make sure that it fits the cuticle and it's not. See, and this is where I started to realize, like, okay, because the nail is a little bit curvy, it's curved. Maybe that nail, I think, and I'm looking at my nail right now, that in ring fingernail is pretty C curvy. So I think that was battling the C curve of the actual well of the nail. So it wasn't feeling like it was in place the right way. So I was like really, really, really fiddling with this one. I started to sort of get the hang of it as I moved on. But yeah, again, trial and error, making sure that we're not lopsided, trying to line up with the second knuckle. It was a bit of a trek with this one because I put the first flash cure is 10 seconds and I only got like 5 seconds of that, and then I realized that it was not straight, and then I think I had to go back in and I kept missing the time. I was trying to scrape off all this excess gel before it cured too much. I think I was like, okay, no, I can get that off after, because I've seen people do that after everything's cured. In my mind, or from what it looks like, everything is cured. So I'm just showing you guys how the nail looks on, and how it's looking from sidewall to sidewall. This is the side, if I'm not mistaken. No, this side looks okay. I think it's the other side, the outside side. Now we are speeding through the rest of the nails. I'm just, once again, I'm just making sure that everything is fitting on the cuticle properly. And then we're going to continue to adhere. And yeah, I'll let you guys keep watching.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so now I've got this middle finger on and I'm just showing you guys how it's looking from side to side. I'm not sure if I left the part in with the previous nail where I was talking about, you know, the issues that I was having with the filing, but that's where I'm having that gap, see where you guys were able to see that gap on the sidewall, and I kind of just decided to just try to use the gel to try to fill that in, and just moving on to the next nail. I definitely, as I was saying before, it's definitely a lot of trial and error with figuring out and learning how much gel to use and like how much you need on like the sides, or like do you use more in the middle. And yeah, so definitely just trying it out, doing the trial and error. Again, I'm really sorry that I'm not in frame here. But yeah, I'm trying this slide on method, or no, I think this right now I'm trying like the 45-degree, and then kind of smushing it down on there and then trying to line it up and trying not to put too much pressure on this one. I think this one lined up pretty decently. I did have a little bit of spill out, but not too much. And then yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and flash cure, and then we're gonna move on to the thumb, and yeah. Actually, before we go into the thumb, I'm just cleaning up some spillage. And again, because I only did a 10-second flash cure, and because this multi-purpose gel is like pretty like gummy, it was pretty easy to get that excess gel from around the cuticle and just that excess that was underneath the nail as well. And yeah, I do like this gel. It's just really trial and error with, I guess, with solid gel. And I'm just shouting out Ula because of how easy that was to get that excess out. And then I'm doing just another flash cure, and then we're gonna move on to the thumb. Before I moved on to the thumb, I actually realized that this middle finger here has a little bit of an air pocket very close to the cuticle, and yep, it actually just popped right off. So that's courtesy of the peel off base coat, I believe. And in probably likely in combination with the texture of the this solid gel that I'm using. So I'm actually going in with the other end of my cuticle pusher, and I'm just scraping off the solid gel. It's not even really a scrape off, it's really more of a peel off, because it kind of came off in one nice solid squishy piece. I am using my fingers, guys, please do not do that. I just don't have any gloves on because I have these UV gloves on, but as you saw, that piece of solid gel came off very nicely. So I am just going to go right back in with more solid gel and put it right back on my finger. I am questioning whether or not I'm questioning what the integrity of the peel off base is now, because I don't know if some of it came off with the tip and that solid gel, or if it's still adhered to my nail. So I'm not buffing using alcohol or anything on my nail or the nail tip. I'm just going back in with the solid gel. I think I'm using a little tiny bit more, but I'm also just making sure that I have it right up to the cuticle, but not like flooding out. Trying to give leeway for when I do put the pressure on my finger. I guess when I put the nail on my finger and I'm holding underneath my finger, because that was the other thing that I also learned, is that it has a lot to do with like this method of adhering nail tips, and even using like the more liquidy nail glue is like holding underneath your finger, and that's a little bit different for me. So I am learning, like we said, trial and error. So yeah, this one this go around with the middle finger actually went on a lot better. It felt a lot better. My fingers are also crooked, so my fingers are crooked and my nail beds are a little bit lopsided, so it's a little bit challenging sometimes for me to try to get everything nice and lined up and make sure that like sidewalls are hitting and like everything is cohesive. But I got this in place pretty decently. So I'm just doing another flash cure, and we're going to hopefully we're gonna get on with it, and we're gonna get that thumbnail on, completing our left hand. Yeah, so keep on watching. Real quick here, before I actually seriously get into the thumb, I'm just showing you guys how this middle finger is looking here on the sidewalls. I did get some of that gel spurted out on my finger, on the side of my finger, and my thought was that I could file it off after I was done. That didn't work out. I'll just let you guys know that now, spoiler alert, that did not work out. This, again, it's the texture of the gel. It's very gummy, so it didn't like being filed very well, and I didn't try very hard because I just didn't want to ruin it. Yeah, but finally getting into the thumb here, so let me stop talking.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Alrighty, so we've got all the tips applied on my left hand, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my right hand. So I am right hand dominant, so I'll be working with my non-dominant hand. I have started getting back used to using my left hand for doing things. Doing my nails has definitely been a big help. So I am basically just gonna be not showing doing all the fingers, but I'm gonna be doing the same thing as I did with on my left hand. I'm gonna go in with the Modelones base gel on every finger. I think because I was working with my left hand, I think I did it with my right hand as well, but I'm gonna be basically like flash curing each finger as I go, and then I'll go into the big lamp after for a full 60-second cure. I might have done a 120 just to be sure, but definitely for 60-second cure in the big lamp and the full power lamp. And then we'll see, we'll just skip through different scenes. Right now I am applying the peel off base coat, and then we're going to cure that. And then we are going to start applying the nail tips. And then I will come back and I'll show you guys the finished product with both hands complete. And I believe I will have went in and did the filing. Actually, no, I haven't done the filing just yet. This is just showing you guys how everything came out. This hand definitely came out kind of jacked up because my fingers once again are kind of crooked, and then again working with the product and everything like that. So they look okay when when I'm showing the nails front facing. When I stretch my fingers out, you can kind of see the crookedness, but overall not bad. It looks pretty decent from the cuticle areas. You can definitely see some of the gel that's kind of like spilt out. I think that nail was also another nail that I think it popped off as well because there wasn't enough gel and there was a bit of an air bubble. So I had to do the same thing that I did with the previous hand. Again, my right hand definitely has a lot more spillage, and I didn't do as much cleanup because because working with my left hand, not as manually dexterous with the cuticle pusher, and I just wanted to make sure that the nails actually stayed in place. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I like how they turned out. So I'm going to do my best to try the acetone sealing in the cuticle technique and see how that goes. I've never tried it before, but it looks pretty cool and looks like it actually looks like it makes it look pretty flawless. So I'm gonna try a thing. Yeah, and then before I actually go in and do that, I'm gonna show you guys the thumbs, I believe. And I believe I would be showing you guys kind of the difference. Oh no, I'm actually showing you guys my fingers. I'm showing you guys how crooked my fingers are and how crooked I messed up with that, especially that middle finger. Look at that middle finger. It's the middle finger. The index finger could have pointed in a little bit more. The index finger definitely, I did not match. I was not matching up my second knuckles. I was getting a little distracted. Not even distracted, but I was like really hyper focusing on trying to make sure that the tips were actually adhering to my fingers properly. So again, all things to learn. All things that I have learned, sorry, for the next go around. And here I'm just showing you guys the thumbs because I did use two different sizes. I used the size 2 on my left thumb and I used the size 3 on my right thumb. So you can clearly see the difference with the overhang and like the amount of product that's not really on my right finger, but you see a lot more of it on my left finger. But again, like I said, these are all just things that I have been learning and picking up as I go. And the more that I learn is the more that I will apply to future sets and designs and just doing this technique in total. So we are finally done. I'm showing you guys a finished product after I've filed and I've done the acetone technique. My right hand, I did clip it down a little bit shorter just because it is my dominant hand. I use the magnets on my nail clippers. So I just took like about one magnet off. I left the left hand with the length that the tips came. I'm gonna show you guys one last time and remind you guys the products that I was using. Thank you very much, Ula, for your peel off base and your multi-purpose solid gel. I really like the product so far, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys the results of my short wear test. Stay tuned for a future entry of, not even future entry, a very soon entry of B's Nail Diary to see what that's looking like. And yes, you guys are wondering what I'm doing to these tips. If you want to see that, tune into the next entry of B's Nail Diary and you'll see the design. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And don't forget that the motto here is late to the party, late to the game, last to get the info, whoa, and last to try it out. But that never ever stops me from trying things out. Thank you so much, everyone, and peace.
Ladies and gentlemen.